My name is Jennifer Mitchell. I live at up on Island Creek at a little place called Rossmore. The flood, when the pond busted up there, the flood come up so fast, we didn't have a chance. I mean, we had to just leave. We just had to leave everything, drop everything that we was doing, and get out. The flood come so fast, and we stayed in our cars overnight. Of course, about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, the flood started going down. It raged all night, and so therefore, I thought myself, I said, well, I'll wade back into the flood in my knees, up to my knees, and go in my house and try to get that stuff out while it's wet. That was my first mistake that I made, coming into the flood after it went down, because I didn't realize at that time, though, that all of that pores and the lead and stuff and all this stuff that come out of this pond where the coal company's Worcester Coal, I didn't know that I didn't realize at that time that it would be in this mud and stuff. So I started breathing this stuff, and then 4, 5, 6 months later, I started getting sick. I didn't have no heart disease. I didn't have no sugar. My heart was pumping perfect. I didn't have a tumor in the bottom of my stomach like they told me over at CAMC at Charleston. But I took all of this after the flood came and after I cleaned up the mud out of my house and stuff. They're allowing them to go on top of these mountaintops and take these mountaintops off and move this dirt, and they call it valley fill. All right, once you disturb that mountaintop, there's all kinds of mercury, lead, poison, and everything in that dirt once you disturb it and loosen it up. All right, they're allowing them to bring it over here and put it into the valleys, and then the stuff that's loose in it will wash right down into our water streams. We drink the water. And I told the doctor down at CAMC at Charleston, I said, Doc, I said, I wasn't sick a day in my life till I cleaned that flood up. No comment there. But he said, well, you do have, your heart's not pumping 30%. You have a tumor in the bottom of your stomach. You took sugar real bad, and your heart valves is not opening up. And I come to the conclusion it had to be the chemicals that come out of that pond that made me this way. There was floods come before this last flood, but not as bad. Not near as bad as this one. This flood here made people sick. This flood made several people sick on Island Creek. But the other floods that come, there was no ponds busted or anything. It was just a regular creek get up and that's it. But now, since this last flood come, I could take you to several people. And one's right out here, lives on the end corner from me. He's got things wrong with him that you wouldn't believe, he'd tell you. He's got hernias and tumors and things coming out on his skin by cleaning his house out the same way that I did. But people don't realize, though, if when you cut a tree say 50 radius round, people don't realize that that tree will absorb 50 to 100 gallons of water when it's raining. It will absorb it up into its roots and branches and stuff. So you cut that tree down, and you got that much water coming down the streams on you. So you take 1,000 trees like that and cut them down. You've got no way to hold the water back. There's no way. How can you hold water back when you move a mountaintop or cut off maybe 5,000 trees along that mountain? How can you hold the water back in this terrain as steep as it is? This terrain will let the water run right down fast. There's no way to hold it back. And like I said, if you take these trees, you're going to have flash flooding. On account of these trees is what picks up that water out of the earth and absorbs it up into their branches and holds that water for us. I've seen some big rains up this creek before they started timbering and stuff like this real bad. No flash floods. No, now, every time you look out, if it comes a drizzle or rain, you wonder in your mind, is it going to flood me out again? You're afraid to lay down and go to sleep of a night, afraid it'll drown your mother, your father, your wife, your little children. You're scared all the time now on account of this mountaintop removal and slush pond building and the timber industry. And that's what makes it so nerve-wracking for the people. You're not guaranteed that you'll wake up and see another day because there's no protection. There ain't any protection in these hollers, you know. We need ways for our waters to run out of these hollers, which we're not getting them. We need warning systems up these hollers to warn the people in case of a flash flood. We need all of this stuff that the government and our lawmakers is overlooking. So that's why I say what I say. You work your job, you feed your family, but stand with me because you live in the lowland streams too, you working men and working women. I wouldn't want to see your family washed off, and I'm sure that you wouldn't want to see my family washed off. I think the people that's in West Virginia and Logan County is good, hard, honest working people. I mean, they will work their fingers to the bone to earn a paycheck to feed their family. That's just the way we are here. That's the code of the land. And they will work hard. I'm not against nobody working. I love to see everybody work. I love to see progress go on. But now, there's a right way to do anything and a wrong way to do it. Mountaintop removal is not the right way. It is not the right way to produce coal. There's too many other ways to get it besides this way. And it endangers the lives of the people that lives in the lowland streams for the last 50, 60, 70, 100 years. And I just don't go for it, no. I'm not against a man of working, but I don't go for mountaintop removal. I don't think our senators and our governors, our lawmakers, whoever allows these coal companies to build these slush ponds out of dirt and rock, I don't think it should be. I think it should be banned and make these coal companies build these slush ponds out of cement and steel. That's the only way that they're going to hold. Because in the rainy seasons, when we get the rainy seasons in here, these ponds will not hold. They will deteriorate and bust and come open and cause flash flooding, just like it did on Memorial Day 4 years ago. Everything in the world didn't go wrong like it is now. I can't understand why it's turned out this way, and I can't understand why, I'll phrase this again, our lawmakers is allowing it to turn out this way. Don't they have feelings for the people that lived in the valley on these little old streams, on these little lots inside of these mountains that's been there for 50, 75, or 100 years? Don't they recognize the people, or do they just recognize the coal companies? See, that's what I can't understand. Are they going to speak? They say when they're wanting in to get elected, they say, I'll come to your house and I'll see what you need. I'll see how your roads are. I'll see how your streams are. But once they get in, you never hear tell of them. Can you understand why that a man would tell you something like that and not back it? I can't. I can't understand it. Maybe our children, my children, won't have to face this flooding like I have. It's no good. It's a bad thing to face. And maybe they won't have to get sick like I did. That's the reason I'm here today, speaking what I'm speaking, because I'm fighting for the next generation of people.